And we're back to continue on with our spoiler discussion of 86 Part 2. So this season starts off with all the 86 surviving their implied
sentence.
deaths in the first part.
Yep.
Wait, crap. I just remembered. We didn't talk about OP and ED in the first part.
Oh god,
Oh!
we didn't.
Fuck.
Well, quite frankly, I watched them once. They weren't even memorable
They
enough
were
for
good,
me.
but they were not on the level of the originals, and I think that let them down. Like, the original
Yeah.
OP and 2 EDs
They
were
peaked.
so good.
I like the visuals of OP2, but the song
Yeah.
didn't stick in my head.
Yeah.
I didn't think the song on the first one was that crazy good either. But the EDs were where I thought the biggest drop.
Yeah.
Because
The problem-
the EDs of part 1 were really good. This one was like, it was okay.
The problem was that they peaked early, and there was no way that they were topping
Yeah,
it.
the bar was set too high.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I knew for a fact, like, going in, like, unless they somehow pulled out yet another, like, banger, like, this was not going to top the first OP or
Yeah.
ED, for that matter.
I guess in the last couple episodes there is a remake, or not a remake, a remix sort of the ED song from
Yes, from
Yeah,
season one. Yes.
and
Yeah.
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm so glad that, like, for the last portion they brought that back, because it was just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
So I'd like to say, the thing I liked most, spoilers now, the thing I liked most about Season 2 is the Jihad Empire.
Jihad Empire.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. We focused so much on San Magnolia in Season 1, because we had to. That's where everything was happening, right?
Yeah.
But it did give the illusion that there was San Magnolia and the Legion and nothing else. That was the illusion the first
That's a pretty
part
common
gave.
thing in dystopias
Yeah.
too, where like they only focus on one civilization, but when you really think about it, there's probably other civilizations out there. Like,
Yeah.
So I very much liked seeing another civilization that functioned differently, and then getting to see their take on it and what they're doing, you know, while keeping in mind what San Magnolia was doing. I liked that.
I liked it. Actually, I really liked that aspect of it at first. I think this was one of the problems that got me early on, and I still have this problem to an extent. I feel like they're the Federacy, because the Empire collapsed and was over
I know, but the Empress is there.
as a secret. But she
It's literally revealed in
only
episode...
to 86, the 86ers,
So to us.
but
Yeah.
she doesn't have like actual
I
executive.
know, but still.
rule.
Let me call it the Empire if I want to. I know it's a Federacy, but fuck Federacies.
The Federacy. So I felt like they were too clean. Like they started being like the cage of sympathy. They start trying to build on that, and then I don't think
They don't really elaborate on it in a way, but it's mostly just because, like, because we gotta remember in this case, like, it's hard to tell just because they're anime characters sometimes, and if they're, the problem with anime is that if they're not, like, straight up, like short lolly status, like what we got with Frederica, it's hard to tell when a character is, like, 16, 17, or, like, basically high school age, because they all look pretty similar for the most part.
Like, the
So-
first season focused so much on San Magnolia as a society. It left me kind of disappointed when the Federacy they didn't really dig into it as much. The Federacy are unequivocally the good guys here.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah.
probably did dig into it because
And you only get hints that there's maybe a few generals that probably aren't the greatest of people.
I'm probably only, or no, sorry, what was that? Anyways, what they probably went more into the light novel. I'm
They
guessing.
don't.
They really don't.
I've read the light novels, they don't.
If
They
my-
do further in.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
Because this kind of gonna be
So
like their
here's
home-based
the
kind of
thing.
stuff.
You only read to volume 3.
I read to
And-
volume 4 or 5.
Sorry, 4 or 5. But the thing is, volumes 2 and 3 are really, really short, and they represent a super short arc set in the light novels. You do actually get some
Some better
decent
world
shit.
building there.
Yeah.
I did see like another. I'm not gonna actually. I won't say it there. I did see some of the shit that comes afterward with another nation we see. I thought was significantly more of like a moral like what the fuck.
Oh yeah.
But like, at least in this arc, what we see here, it just felt too clean to be a follow up to the first part.
I will say, if I ever get around to doing all of the rest of the volumes on the channel, as like another video essay, because I figure at this point I might as well do a video essay on the rest of the volumes.
One for every arc.
What I want to do is I want to make a 3-part Venn diagram of the different empires and like places. Talk about all the differences and similarities.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like,
because that could be really good here, right?
The
right,
reason
Vaughn?
why, yeah.
Because you've read further in like I have.
No, I read up to volume 3. I have seen like synopsises for the rest though.
Oh,
so I do
I'm...
know what the heck happens technically, but not really.
You're further than us.
For once!
Yes.
On a light novel that's a dystopia.
I do know it gets better. I was just burnt out of the series by the time I got to that
No,
point.
but like, oh my god, this is like, you know, the magical unicorn.
Yeah.
Seki is farther in a dystopian series than we are.
Yeah, and it's a light novel. You know I hate that shit.
Yep.
The reason why I think like you don't see that much about like the backstory of like the Empire or anything else like that is because we are just more seeing it from like the 86/kids point of view, and that's the reason why we were able to get so much about San Magnolia, because they grew up in that environment.
This isn't like Tanya, for example, where we're kind of going this from like a third person, and we're not just getting Tanya's perspective.
See, I didn't care for Tanya either.
I know you didn't care for Tanya, but I'm just using it because it's an example that comes to mind that where they focus a lot more on the world and less so on Tanya, but Tanya just kind of carries the series in her own way.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I kind of, interestingly enough, I like the little like aspect, like when the Legion's invasion happened, where they sent all those forces out to the different parts, and they sent one squadron over to the west, and it's just like the San Magnolia ended up getting what they deserved because they weren't actually taking shit seriously.
I actually did appreciate that spot where San Magnolia fell in less than a day, and like you only find out about it from the 86ers perspective, and like they don't know what fully happened there.
Yeah.
They just know that it fell, and they don't know who that they know is still. I did like that aspect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, because it's like they literally could not be bothered to get their shit together and actually see the invasion for what it was, and they paid dearly for it.
I did love the little the fact that the story of the Jihad Empire is kind of just the Bolshevik Revolution. Let's be honest here. It kind of is just the Bolsheviks.
Yeah.
I could appreciate that.
Actually, wait.
It's a
French, maybe?
No, God no.
Okay.
No, because here's the thing, right? At least when it comes to a little bit of history here. At least when it comes to the Bolshevik Revolution, right? There were Tsarist forces and there were the revolutionary forces, and there was before the revolution, even before then, there was a lot of fighting. This went on over a couple of years. When it comes to the French Revolution, this was very much more a bunch of angry peasants and very low class nobles and nobles. And the nobles didn't really have a whole lot they could do to protect themselves, hence the beheadings. Like, there's a reason why the entire aristocracy of Russia wasn't just shot in the head. It was only the Tsar's family and then, some extended family. In the case of France, I mean, they really went through the list and were just, all right, calling them up. Next one to go. And that's because in the case of France, you didn't really have an imperialist force fighting for them so much as you just had a bunch of very angry low-class people.
Speaking of hating the ruling monarchy, can I just say how much I really hate Frederica as a character? I found her to be really annoying.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's so fucking integral to this specific arc.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind her as much here. Like, yes, I get where you're coming from with her being kind of annoying in places, but out of all of the different things, or like out of all the different animes that I've watched, I think she's probably the least annoying out of them all. Which, granted, maybe not saying much, but out of all the characters, at least she serves more purpose than certain characters in other anime.
She serves a lot of a purpose, but that's also consequentially why it's even more annoying for me, though. Because it's like, I can't just like, oh, and then there's this side character that's kind of awful, I don't like her, but like, they have a character I hate just about as much in Code Geass, but that character has like very little to actually contribute to the story.
Yeah.
Whereas here in Frederica, no, this story arc is as much Frederica's story as it is Shin's story.
Yes.
Because getting into the actual plot here, they're being tanked by a fucking railgun legion.
Yes.
Piloted by the brain of Frederica's former knight.
Kiria.
Yes.
Yeah. Morpho.
And that thing is fucking them up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it's fucking them up.
Yep. They literally are going on a suicide mission to get rid of this railgun.
Yep.
Yeah. And so there's never like, you can't just take the story without Frederica. No. Frederica is so ingrained here that
Like they wouldn't even be out here trying to get Kiria if Frederica hadn't been like, hey, when I touched you, I saw that you saved your brother, save my knight, who fell to madness defending us against anti-imperial forces when the empire fell.
Yeah.
You know? Like the whole plot of season 2 is dependent on her being a little bit of a whiny ass bitch, because then like 3/4 of the way through she's like, I think it's not my job to put him to rest. I've just been clinging on for too long. Do not fear.
Alright, so stay back here at base so you're safe. No, I'm gonna hide in the thing and come
I'm
with
gonna
you guys
hide
onto
and
this
fight.
battlefield that takes the lives of most people who go.
Basically, she do the stupid and people die.
Go crazy, go stupid.
Because they now the 86ers have to defend Fido even more than they normally would.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is kind of thing that you get with a kid, unfortunately, at that age.
I mean, and she is immature, but I feel like...
They really hammer home how important she is multiple times in the series.
But, like, here's the thing, right? Like, comparatively, I'm gonna be honest here. In a lot of ways, she serves a similar narrative purpose to Lena in the first series. But Lena in the first series was far more self-aware and kind of down to earth. And maybe that's because, you know, Lena was already in the military and had already dealt with bad things, and Frederica's kind of young and inexperienced, but as a
she
result,
also has, but also that her immaturity also brings out that childish aspect of her, and not in a good way.
And it makes it harder to deal with in a series that has so much
darkness.
Heaviness to it.
Yeah.
So much comparative
because it feels like the 86ers have to babysit her.
Yeah, unlike Lena, where the 86ers kind of, even though they were still like babysitting, it was more like shielding her from the worst things that happened.
Yeah.
To kind of like, just because they didn't want to deal with the backlash. Whereas here it's, we actually have to protect and shield her because, you know. Like, it's not that the 86ers ever thought that Vladilena couldn't, like, know what happened. I mean, they let plenty of other handlers know what was happening. Yeah. You know? It's different circumstances.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. It's just not kosher.
Yeah. I just hope that, if anything, since her character arc is basically concluded, please no more of her in Season 2.
I'm sure she'll be around, but I hope she's a little bit more inconsequential.
I hope she's just reassigned to the gag character at that point.
Yeah. So Shin is royalty.
Yeah.
I mean,
nobility.
I mean, that was kind of already elaborated in a little bit in the first season, considering that we saw him in a flashback in San Magnolia before the whole 86 thing broke out.
Yeah.
But they really hammer that home this time.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, back on Frederica for 2 seconds. I did appreciate one thing with her.
Okay.
The fact that she's so young really hammers home how recent a lot of these events are.
Yeah.
Because she was alive and cognizant. And she's still a kid.
Yeah.
Whereas if you only watch part 1 of the series, you can kind of assume this is all history. This is old. The racism didn't always exist like this. This is a pretty overnight thing.
This is like, I think the war started 10 years.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. That I did appreciate.
And I mean, the fall of an empire and the start of a federacy in the last, 4 to 5 years maximum.
I think it was less than that, actually.
Yeah, well, that's what I think, too, but I'm just throwing out a rough estimate. Yeah.
All right, but back to the nobility talk.
Yeah. So I mean, it was alluded in season 1 and everything.
In season 1, we were basically given the little cookie that he was at the very least well off and well positioned in society.
Yes,
That was the cookie, because he was living near. He was
was-
living in the upper echelons of
Yeah.
San Magnolia.
yeah.
Near
so-
District 1.
Yeah. So definitely his parents had a lot of wealth. It was just that at this time a lot of overnight racism occurred, and then eventually they were forced into essentially internment camps.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they were forced to fight for the Legion for San Magnolia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
After all, they had kind of make the hard choices. Their army was just creamed after like that first battle.
Yeah, maybe don't try to justify concentration camps. and
Yeah,
racism.
no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Maybe don't.
Arguably, that led to them being worse off in the long run because
Yeah.
their
Oh,
regular citizenry were not capable of fighting.
And when the Legion came in and absolutely obliterated them, they never saw it coming.
No, this is very clear a situation where they found a scapegoat and took it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they found a scapegoat and took it, and then they just chose to put a blindfold on.
Yep. This was willful ignorance.
Mhm.
You know?
We do get that because we do go back to San Magnolia a couple
Oh
times.
yeah.
And-
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Lena's
yeah, especially
uncle?
during last. Oh.
Lena's uncle.
Well, it basically gave the speech on, I know we're fucking them over. I know we're the bad guys here, but what happens if we do survive with their help?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yeah.
you know, you get Lena connecting herself to every member of the 86 and
Yes,
Yeah.
literally taking the helm as far as actually commanding everyone goes.
yeah, which
It was pretty fucking badass.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
about Lena. Fuck yeah. Bloody Lena.
Yeah. The uncle was such a good character because he was pretty much the person who was beaten down quite a lot.
You see that he became apathetic over time.
Yeah.
But also, I wouldn't call him a good character. He's complex.
Yeah.
Well, he was an interesting one. Okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
complex is the right word. Good character, no. Complex character, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well written.
Yeah.
In the terms of
There's
good.
why I want.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah, Vorden didn't mean he's a good character.
Yeah.
He said, ooh, he's a good guy. He meant he's a well-written character.
Mhm.
Yeah. He made you kind of reconsider your own opinions and think about
Why
what's
some of the
happening.
higher ups, even if they did come in after all this was done and did sympathize, why they wouldn't immediately jump in to
Yeah.
Yeah.
make things well, because they're never going to be well again.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Not with the Legion out there, anyways.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd argue that they're if the Legion threat did end, they would be worse off than if it didn't, because now
Yeah.
all of that force that you've been oppressing, like every survivor out there, are militarized much better than your own people, and they
Yeah.
have
Oh, yeah.
nothing stopping them from.
Yeah, literally, like, once the Legion as a threat, if the Legion suddenly, like, disappeared overnight, for example, and they just, like, all went into, like, hibernation or whatever and just stopped working, then they have their ire now pointed at the people that have been oppressing them this entire time.
Arguably, the ending of the people of San Magnolia was them getting fucking lucky.
Yes.
Yeah. Kind of.
Because that could have gone a very different way than just them being in extreme poverty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Genocide. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen to either one of them. So yeah.
But Seki, did you have something? You're staring into the void.
I'm honestly at this point just waiting for Waifu Wars.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I mean, do we want to go
No,
on?
I
to
no.
the-
If you guys have more to talk about, go for it. I'm just
Well,
my brain's a little fried at the moment.
I understand.
And so I've said my piece. I said what I wanted to communicate.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
what did you guys think of the reunion?
Oh, that was
Chef
great.
Kiss, absolutely amazing.
I guess
Preciousness.
both reunions too, because there's
Precious
two of them.
babies.
Yes.
I love them all. They
Yeah.
deserve the world.
That scene, I love the animation of this where Shin is like at his worst possible mental state, and the screen is like boxed in,
Yep.
and then it just widens the moment he realizes
Oh.
that's Lena talking to him,
Yeah.
and it like colors up because the Legion, like the little Legion scout things, leave the flowers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
You see all the the flowers.
Yes, that directing. Oh, that was so amazing this season.
I
As
teared
was
up
like
a little
last
when
season.
I saw the
Oh.
episode, and I'm tearing
Me
up
too.
remembering it a little.
during the final reunion where like where Shin's like It's nice to see you again, Handler One.
I love that because they fucked with her so badly there.
I
They let her go
know.
there and think she was going up to a grave site.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they give her the. It's nice to finally meet you.
She turns around and they're right there.
And she went to visit. She found all their priceless memories and shit. And she was looking down the train track at the end of season 1. And
all the symbolism was so nice. Oh, they continued that so well. Ooh, the dynamic between the army and the citizens of what they considered the 86. Oh, that was very nice right there.
Yeah, where the army was like, these guys are too
Monsters.
military brained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like the thematic element of Lena and Shin. Lena, Shin, and the rest of the 86ers could not reunite until Lena chose to fight, and until Shin and the other 86ers had the opportunity to choose not to. That was the only time they can be on equal ground. I did like that little thematic aspect.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the symbolism of them reaching the end of the railway and them being together was so nice. Oh.
And that's why they couldn't meet at that first meeting, was because at the time, even though they technically had the choice, Shin mentally did not have that choice until afterward.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you remember that scene with him and Raiden in at that train station? Oh, that symbolism was really nice because you could see the blockage of the tracks on one side,
Yeah.
and the clearage of the other side. Oh, that symbolism.
Alright, do we need to move on to Waifu Wars?
Yes, otherwise we're going to talk too much.
Yeah. All right.
Waifu
Wars. Waifu Wars. Waifu Wars.
Realm.
Fido.
Born.
The Juggernaut or Raftalia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm holding the Lena.
Raiden. I think I picked Raiden last time too.
I think I also picked Fido last time too. I
Yeah.
don't remember though.
We love Raiden. He is best boy, baby girl. We love him.
Raiden is girly pop energy.
Best girl.
I think I picked Anju last time.
Oh, yeah, I think you did.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yes, I think that about covers it for today, doesn't it?
Yep, we'll be back with the free talk in a little bit.
Yeah.
See you next time, folks.
Thanks
Remember to like,
for
comment,
watching.
subscribe, and yeah.